Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Frog and Fudge. My name's Diane and this is the channel where I share my hobbies. Today is about cross stitch. Start off with, I'm going to dive into last time's giveaway. That was the magazine Cross Stitch Favourites and the French maritime magazine, what's it, Création Point de Croix. The battery in my tablet is empty, so I can't spin a random wheel, so this remains open. If you would like either of these, you can still comment below and say I like the Favourites magazine or I like the Maritime magazine, and when the battery's charged, I'll spin the wheel and do a separate video on that. Now, cross stitch. A couple of Saturdays ago I was up in Roden for a cross stitch day that was hosted by Annemiek from the Handwerkboetiek, and she had a guest speaker, Gineke Arnoli, and she talked all about Frisian samplers. Now, I already knew samplers have the letter, but the alphabet, and that was how little girls showed that they knew their alphabet, so they could monogram all the white linens or clothes, which was vitally important because washing was done in a communal wash house, and if you didn't monogram it, you wouldn't get it back. But it was also important, they actually went to stitching school to learn how to do all this embroidery. It was actually the way they learned to read and write. It was also the way they learned to count, because women in those days did the bookkeeping, the household accounts, and also their husband's business. But when they started young, 4 or 5 years old, they got a kind of automated stitching routine in their hand, which meant they could stitch neatly and quickly, which was also very important because everything was hand stitched. And when your clothes got holes or tears, it had to be repaired. You didn't just throw them out, you repaired them, and of course you had to repair them neatly. Yeah, it was really, really interesting thinking of, oh yeah, I hadn't really thought about how really important it was to be able to stitch fast. And she showed us also a sampler that was incomplete. It had the alphabet at the top and then half motifs along the bottom, which had presumably learnt in school, with the idea that you go home and then you do the mirror half of it. Again, all about counting. And then between these, they would be filled in, they would fill in their own motifs, and it would all be about a woman's life. It was basically a CV showing what you'd learnt, because there's usually a sewing basket and a sewing cushion and maybe a bit of herb garden or something, and showing things that you knew about, that you expected. So having a baby's pushchair, a pram or a cot is a normal motif. I thought that was a modern one. Apparently not, that's centuries old. And the other favourite one was the linen cupboard with a key, because as lady of the house, you were in charge of the linens. Really fascinating. Now, included in the day's retreat was a kit. Came in this lovely little wallet, and it's for, she's called it speldenkussentje, Frisian Pin Cushion. And this is designed by Annemiek. Who knew that she was a cross-stitch designer? I don't think many people knew. And she designs under the name The Needle's Content. There we go. And I stitched this really quickly. I've already shown it on Instagram. I didn't put in any initials or date. I could go back and do that, but I don't know. This is the first sampler I've ever done, I think. Yeah, sort of. I think so. And there was also fabric. This is really lovely fabric. Show you, there you are, you can see it's got swirls, and that's for the back of the pin cushion. I don't think I'll make a pin cushion. I think because of the shape, I think a hoop finish would be nice. And also included in the day was this wonderful kitted boxed kit, another design by Annemiek, and it's her sampler. You could frame it like that, or you can make a drum and you've got the two sides of the drum and the top and bottom. I was thinking if I did stitch it, I'd like to make it into a project bag. So that came with pages of instructions and patterns. Obviously I can't show you those. Also another plastic wallet. I think there was a choice of fabrics. She'd asked ages ago. I think I've got 32 count linen. You can just about see them. And obviously there's a needle. And then what's this? Oh, another piece of linen. You have the main body, and then you have the top and bottom. I can't remember what that was for. It's probably the instructions. And then all the floss, which is now messy because I used the same floss. There we go. They did look really good when I got it. I used the floss for the small sampler. And then tops and bottoms. Already, these are really thick. Already cut for your drum. So that's lovely. You're getting those the right size and perfectly round. Well, it must have been a lot of work putting those together. I don't know how many people were there, but it was a lovely day. And I met Joanita, Stitchy Things again, and I met Tony, her friend, her co-worker, her friend, and her Stitchy friend. So, just moving that. Oh yes, there was one other thing in the box. I forgot. Still, because it was all tied up with string. There's floss keep. Right, hopefully you can see that. Isn't that pretty? That is so cute. Yeah, I don't use, is it floss keep, floss hangers? I don't use them, but I should, because it's very pretty. No, my stitching, I think, has been more or less monogamous since I last saw you. And that has been, trying not to jog the camera here, my Mirabilia August Peridot Fairy. This was gifted me by Dawn, Frosty X Stitcher. Hi Dawn, I hope you're feeling better. I know you've had some terrible migraines associated with allergies. Yeah, I hope that period's now over. Anyway, this is what I got done. This is stitched on lavender, Zweigart, 32 count, evenly, and something like that, I don't know. Anyway, that's how much I've got. I've got all that black done in her skirt and part of the lower wing since you last saw it, and a part of the bodice. And it wasn't until I took a photograph that I could actually sort of see, oh yeah, that's the skirt of her dress, and there's the bodice. I'm going to fill in lilacs now. I'm still not sure what I want to do with her arms. I could do 2 over 2. I could do 1 over 1 cross stitch. I've done that in the past and it came out really messy. I've heard other people have done 2 over 1 10 stitch for skin, and that's come out well. I might try that. Don't like 10 stitch particularly, but yeah. Have I showed you all the colours? I don't know. Can you see? There's the colours. I'm missing a couple of colours there, I think. Whites and creams. And there's the bead pack. Yeah, plenty of beads. Loads of beads. So I'm still enjoying this. And I really think, obviously stitching on a pre-printed chart is the easy way to go if you're not feeling up to it very much. But I really think 32 count is my go-to. I seem to be able to see it. Oh, excuse me, I have a pop-up message. There we are. What else? James, the PH Stitcher. I'm going to, if I remember, leave a link to him below, or leave his details below in the information box. If you haven't seen him, it's worth checking out. he stitches on big ladies. He stitches on loads of Mirabilias and loads of Bella Filipinas. And he's called a PH stitcher, not because he has anything to do with chemistry, but because he's from the Philippines, and that's their alpha code. And Bella Filipinas obviously come from the Philippines. He did a whip parade recently, or a collection parade of all his Bella Fina charts. It is his goal to get them all. I think he's got 3 to go or something. And I saw this one, Hummingbird Pixie. I've never bought a Bella Filipina before. I thought that was so pretty. Just look at that. So I bought it, and it's still sealed. Let's have a look, see what it looks like, shall we? It comes in this, plastic wallet, which you can hear. And, oh, that's a glossy photograph on the front, a bit like Mirabilia. And there's if you've got the genuine article, you can see the seal. I'm going to see if I can get it out sideways, because the seal's so pretty, I don't want to break it. Yes, you can get it out sideways. Right. Oh. Okay, the pages are A4 size, and there's a lot of them. Oh my goodness. What would you say? 50 colours maybe? That's the first page, the chart with all the colours. And then we get straight into the oh gosh, all these pages are charts. I'm going to show you just a little bit of a corner so you get the idea. They are coloured charts, obviously. You can see that from the symbols chart here. They are coloured symbols. And I'll just show you a really, really tiny bit so they can't be upset. Aldrin can't get upset with me. I'll show you that. You can see how easy that is to see. Very clear chart. Gosh. That's beautiful. So, I don't know how many pages there are. 1, 2, 10? 8? 8, 9, 10 pages? Okay, that's what you get in a Bella Filipina. I like that they're A4 size charts. That makes it so much easier if you want to scan it into your computer or whatever. And I can tuck that back in. Do that later. And there's something else I wanted to show you. I was recently in England at a shop called The Range. That's a sort of home, hobby, office, garden place. They really have a huge range. And they had cross-stitch stuff for a really silly price. I thought, let's try it. Normally, if you have a cross-stitch kit and it's a really silly price, it's online and yeah, it's a rip-off. I saw this and I really, really liked it. I think this sort of marbling colour reminds me of, is it Charting Creations? I'm not sure. So I bought this kit. It cost me £7. What is that? €6. So, what do we get? Let's open it and see what we get. It says fabric. Oh, 45 by 30 centimeters fabric. Hang on, here we go. Includes an embroidery hoop, 23 centimeters or 9 inches. Includes all the threads you need, 47 colors. 4 pre-threaded thread sorters that match thread to pattern symbols. Okay, we'll see that in a minute. 18 count Ada cloth that has been presumably printed with all the background, and a full-size pattern reference, and an instructional sheet. And it is sealed. This is not just tucked in, this is sealed. So let's have a look. I am intrigued. It seems a ridiculous price. £7, €6. Okay, it doesn't come out. Stuck in. Okay, so we have, oh gosh, there we go, floss, pre-sorted cards with the symbol on each one, all ready for you. Not like some of them, you've got to figure it out for yourself. These are quite long. Oh, these are very long. That's folded double. Oh, I like that because I'm going to stitch with 2 threads. And if you use the loop method, you don't need short pieces, because when you fold them again, there's nothing left to stitch with. So there we are. There's colours. It's pretty. And a hoop, which actually feels, I think, is it bamboo? It looks like bamboo. Did it say bamboo? Yes, it is actually a bamboo hoop. They feel so much nicer. They're so much smoother. That's nice. And, oh, needles. 2 needles. These are petites. They're quite short. Let's take a look at this. Ah. Okay. So it is completely printed. That's going to be interesting to stitch. Is there a chart? Oh, this is going to be difficult to follow. It's quite small. This is, again, I'm not supposed to show it, am I? If I show a little bit. There we are. It's glossy printed symbols colour, and it's really quite small. That is going to be a bit of a challenge, but presumably all this fits on top of the printing. That's going to give the stitching a bit of a hazy look. That's really ingenious, I think. And then we've got getting started, how to put the fabric in your frame. Oh, another chart, even smaller. Oop, there you go. So 2 pages of instructions, and well, I can't show you. There's I need something over that. There we go. Can't see the chart. And then it's got a floss list as well. And how to cross stitch. So you have a pre-printed canvas. You have a chart that's, for my eyes, small and difficult to see because there's no gridding. And then you have an even tinier chart that does have the gridding. That's really, really tiny. Okay, that is going to go under the photocopier at work, and I'm going to enlarge it. Make my life easier. I think that's it. I can't believe that. £7. That's it. And there's actually this cardboard box has also got a separate cardboard liner just to protect everything. So, try not to jog the camera. That's it. That's all I've got to show. Hopefully I'll have a lot more colour in my August Peridot Fairy next time I do a floss tube. Don't forget, if you want either of the magazines, comment below. Please be over 18. Please do not say giveaway or winner or competition or any of those other words that attract the trolls. And please be a subscriber. There are some legal ramifications for that in certain countries. Don't get me in trouble. If you've watched this far, thank you so much for staying with me. Yeah, whatever your hobbies, whether it's cross stitch or anything else, have fun with it, enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you again sometime. Take care.